I'm just going to let this sit on the screen for a little bit just so that folks can take a look at it and actually read it a few times. You know, today I've been talking on Facebook a lot and on Twitter about, staying positive and the effect it can have on not just you and your life, but the people that are around you. Just like this little post says, you can't live a positive life with a negative mind, and if everything that comes through your brain and out of your face is negative, guess what the majority of your life is going to be? It's going to be negative. Change your thought process. Change your mindset. You can't sit here and complain about things with no action. You can't blame other people for the way that your life is turning out. Your life is the way it is because that's the way you made it. Yeah, you can't change the things that happened when you were a child or the way that you were raised, but you can change absolutely everything from the moment that I'm not even going to say once the moment you leave your parents' house, because in all honesty, you can actually change your life prior to that. I have always, always, always been a very self-reliant person. I remember from early elementary days, I used to make the choice to, do things or not do things. And I literally, I'm 33 right now. I can remember as a child making decisions and actually, thinking about the consequences and going forth and pushing forth and making the right decisions. Now, did I make the right ones every time? No. No, I would be sitting here lying to you if I told you that I did. But, the point still remains the same. It's your life to control. You can't blame anybody else for your circumstances. There's been many times that I remember growing up, even up to this day, I always make it a point to people watch. I people watch, not just what they have on, what they look like, the faces they're making, none of that stuff. I watch their choices. I watch their choices and I watch the outcomes of their choices. How much of a better real life circumstance can you put yourself into than to watch what happens to others, okay? And keep yourself from making those same potential mistakes. Now, mind you, all of our little, minute differences doesn't, it makes all of our circumstances, kind of different, but the overall situations can, often be compared to each other, so you can learn a lot by people watching. All right, people watching doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Look at the people in your family. Look at your brothers and sisters, your parents. I mean, that could probably be the best life lesson learned right there. What did they do? Ask them questions. What did they do in their lives? What do they wish they did differently? Stuff like that. Think about your life. What have you done so far? Sit back and actually and take an honest look at it. What have you done so far? And think about what if you had done things differently, maybe the outcome would have been differently, would have been different, Sometimes in life we come across the same circumstances over and over again, but what's that saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. That doesn't always just apply to someone else. You can also fool yourself. Get out of your own way is what I always tell people. Get out of your own way. You're blocking your path to success. A lot of times we cannot blame anyone but ourselves. Although we'd like to blame other people, think about it. It's not really fair. It's you. It's nobody else. It's you. If you want to share, I believe either you swipe down, up, from the bottom to the top, or from the left to the right. But, like I said, be honest with yourself. That's why I love the Bible. It really helps you do regular and honest. So yes. The best thing you can do to stay positive in your life is to be honest with yourself. What are you doing to, help or hinder your current situation, and that's just exactly the way that we have to look at it. A lot of things changed in my life the second I started taking responsibility for a lot of things. I was really, really self-reliant as a young kid, and I kind of found as I got older and, teenager, graduated high school, I kind of got really complacent with a lot of things. I did a lot of stupid things. Luckily, that didn't last too long, and I straightened up, and that's the reason why I actually went to Iraq. in the first place. Just being honest with myself. I had to. If I had stayed home in the US, I would not be where I'm at right now. I totally would not be. Um, I made the decision for myself because I saw that my life was going down a path that I really didn't want it to go down, and you have to do that with yourself. So that was my primary reason for this particular post. Over the last couple of weeks, I've seen so many negative things online, in the media, and we can't allow ourselves to sit here and be consumed with that and want to fight everybody and, point fingers and blames on entire groups of people for things that we see on, on social media or the news media, or things you hear other family members say and stuff like that. We got to take ourselves out of the hearsay, go and start doing a fact-finding mission before you start to make up your mind. Human behavior is a huge part of who we are and where we come from and where we're going. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right. So this just got me thinking, and I actually came in here to Google, and all I did was a simple search for negativity quotes. Sometimes you kind of just have to come out of there and just see what's going on. Pull yourself out of Facebook and out of your family's ear and any of your friends that are just negative. And sometimes you may need to just, move yourself out of their presence. Here's a good one right here. Letting go of negative people doesn't mean you hate them. It just means that you love yourself. Exactly. Totally spot on. There's a lot of people that I grew up with and that I thought were like my best friends and stuff like that. And I had to sit back and pull myself away from them because they were just dragging me down, dragging me down, dragging my family down, dragging my relationships down. And you have to pull yourself out of that. A lot of times people don't like success, especially if you are the one having success and they're not. You have to be able to recognize that and take action on it. Once again, you can't, you can't blame anybody else for your lack of success. The same way you can't blame anybody else for your failures. You have responsibility. You have control of that. No one else but you. All right. So I'm not going to make this too long, guys. It's just something that's just been bothering me a lot, especially today. Because, I've just had my inbox on Facebook has been inundated with just, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, wait a minute. Did you even try? If you didn't try, then I don't really want to hear you say that you can't. There's a lot of things out there that we can do if you just try. And hey, guess what? It may not happen the first time you try, but if you do it again and again and again, doesn't matter how many times, but you will succeed. And that's the whole thing. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's something that my husband always says. And we always say in our family, we don't try to do things, we actually do them. No matter how many times it takes you to do it, or how many times it takes you to be successful, you never give up. Think about that whenever you're doing things. Think about that, especially if you have kids out there, people that are looking up to you. Don't let things just, steal your thunder. You can do whatever you put your mind to. All right, guys. So I'm going to jump off of my soapbox here, but I just had to share that with you guys. It was just weighing heavy on me today, and I just want to make sure that you guys, think positive, stay positive. You can do absolutely anything you put your mind to, and, hey, pass it forward, be positive and have somebody else be positive right back to you guys. All right. So we will see you shortly. All right. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for the hearts.